to my live, to my YouTube live. Okay, let me see. Hope my eyes don't look. Okay, so first reading is talking about having to pretend a situation, you're okay with a situation when you're not, having to pretend everything is fine when it's not. So let's see what it is you're pretending about. Let's get more clarity on the situation. Okay, how broken down you might feel about a burden. How broken down you might feel about a burden when it comes to abundance. So you might feel like work is a chore, or anything that has to do with your abundance is a chore. For me, do we still go there? I think about the reward, especially long-term rewards, long-term satisfaction. Nothing can change my mind about having or doing this. Putting in the efforts, putting in the work for the reward. And the reward is not only about cash for me. It's not only about cash. The reward sometimes is a good belly laugh that you would not be able to have otherwise. I'm starting to recognize this. That's the only other thing I would work for, or I would put in the effort for. But if you are in a situation or you are in a work environment, let's go more, let me go out there now, because I've been relating to myself a bit more recently. But if you are you're in a workplace where you don't get to relate with a lot of people, or whoever it is you relate with, you don't really like them, you don't really want to put in, you don't really feel the need to relate with them, you could find this to be a chore, and you feel so out of it when it comes to what to do about these people. I mean, you have to see them every day, you have to relate to them or with them every single day. Why are they so negatively focused on you? You don't have to relate, you don't have to talk to your coworkers. That's the truth. You don't have to form close relationships with them, you don't have to form friendships with them. Have you ever considered that reality, where you don't form close bonds, or closer than you are comfortable with bonds with your co-workers? I feel like you are someone who struggles to keep it to strictly work or strictly business. You share your life, you interweave the different facets of your life with these people. So for instance, you might bring your family into work, or you might bring your school into work, or you might, tell them about your personal ish. You don't need to do that, because they are drowning, these people are drowning or draining you with their judgments, with their negative opinions, with their defensive attitudes. They're draining you. So when you get a bit more personal or vulnerable with these people, you find that it's not helping you the way you thought it would. You are there to make money. That's what you're there for. Your work environment, when you go to your work environment, try as much. You might feel like, oh, okay, I keep things as what's it called, work related as possible, but this is not entirely true. You might be giving more than you're receiving. So it goes both ways. Don't overshare, and don't over receive. It's that simple. If they want to come and start telling you shit about, their family-ish, tell them I would rather not talk about that. Create some emotional distance with the people you work with. That's not helping you. That's not helping you when it comes to your output in your work environment. That is why you might feel like working is a burden. When you're working, you're doing something simple. I promise you. When you're working, you're doing something simple. You're typing, you're speaking, you're sitting. Okay, you're sitting down for long hours. You are sweeping, you are washing, whatever work you do. I don't know. There's like a shit ton of jobs in this world, you know? So if you've been, if you've been paying attention and putting into practice remaining present with your attention and highly focused on your work, and you still feel burdened, check your environment. Learn to create emotional distance with the people around you, and try to focus on other things. Try to make it more interesting. So let's see what ways you could possibly make work more interesting for you. Let's see. Okay, so if you are so apart from simplifying your work processes and how you get through your day, something else that you want to pay attention to is how you move through. The how is also important. So pay attention to when your emotions are draining you. Pay close attention. This is specifically for people in a work environment they are not enjoying. So when you're alone, work on yourself by being present. If someone try to notice when you get agitated when a coworker comes onto you, that's number 2. But how to make it more interesting? I don't know. Work is work, man. Work is what it is. Let me see if something else comes up. Okay, so focus on your achievements. Focus on what it is you can do to get promoted. Oh, so that's what I was trying to say. Right, so focus on overachieving. Focus on overachieving. That makes things interesting if you want to keep relating it to work. What do they do if you, of course, if you're working and you're not the CEO, what do they do to be the CEO? And if you're the CEO, I don't know, maybe get into an entry level sphere that you've never worked on or in before. If you've always been a doctor, become a banker or something. I don't know. If you've always been a doctor, just do something else and then get to the top with that. Find something new to do. Find something else to do. That's basically it. So you always have something to look forward to. If you're looking to smash goals in your career and you feel like you've smashed all the goals you can smash, think again, look again is basically the advice here. Keep moving forward. Always have an attitude of needing to move forward, needing to see a new face, meet a new person, start a new business, create a new company name thing. So that's basically how you should look at it, so that you can feel like, oh, I did, and try to make this as solo as possible, so it's as difficult as possible. Try to make it challenging. That should take your mind off of whatever thoughts and emotions are bugging you in the back, be it your own or someone else's around you. So always aim to achieve something new, something else. That should make things more interesting for you. And hold yourself accountable. So the only reason you should bring someone else in your work environment about the new goal you're trying to smash is if you need some sort of accountability partner. Accountability partner. So if you need an accountability partner, then you can bring them in. Try to create boundaries around work and what they share. Don't let your environment burden you too much with personal problems. Don't let them burden you with personal problems. I'm sure they have other people in their circle for that. And if they value you as someone who makes their own work process move along more smoothly, they will listen to you. They should pay attention to you. Clashes in the workplace will naturally dissolve as you are able to share your opinion with them, that you even though you value them as a co-worker, they are getting too close. They are too close with their issues, and it's really affecting the workflow of the company. And can they do better for you? Can they do better for you? And hopefully, can we get a raise together? Because that's not we can't be doing that to each other. We can't be reducing the output for the company. So let's see what's going to happen with this situation. What's going to happen? You are going to find that when you put these things into practice. And what are these things? Let me just quickly reiterate. What are these things? Having a personal challenge or a personal goal of elevation, of promotion, that you bring people into and tell them how they are going to support you. Your co-workers, tell them how they are going to support you, so that everybody's mind is taken off more personal matters and there's some emotional distance created. So when you do this, you're going to find that lots of options, lots of ideas actually start pouring through from everybody. Lots of options. You're going to find that there are lots of things you can do to focus on your elevation in the workplace, to focus on evolving. Not just to do this, you're going to have to evolve as a person in general, but specifically as a workplace. So you don't feel like work is such a drag. You don't feel like it's such boring stuff. It can be interesting. And then you can make this into a habit that is done. I don't know if this is something that's already done in your company. Then maybe we need more of a personal chat to talk about why you are still struggling with seeing work as a burden. Maybe you're doing something you're not meant to be doing. That's also a thing. Compatibility with your work is so important. You have to love what you do. Love it for its simplicity. Love it for its ease. Love it for how easy it is for you to get it going. That's what I mean. Not just passion. You can actually have a passion or be doing something for passion's sake and still find it to be a drag, because you are carrying a lot of stuff in your mind, surrounding a lot of belief systems surrounding what you're doing that does not need to be there. So you want to take whatever tools you have at hand and work with those tools, and make sure that they become some sort of cycle. Once a year, make it into a fun thing to do in the company or in the office. Something new that you have to master, some challenge that you have to compete with yourself. Try to make it personal, but also make it into a group activity of some kind, where everybody gets a promotion at the end of the year because they smashed their personal goals. So I think that should do for this reading. Okay. Let me get on with the second one. Okay, so this is going on for another 10. Let's see. Yeah, another 10 or so. So I'm going to try and make it quick. So there's something you are taking a risk on. You have to take a huge risk as you do this. Okay, so you have to take a huge risk on something, and you have to focus your intentions as you take this risk. You have to be very careful. What's this risk about? Something that looks utterly foolish. Why are you going to purposely do something dumb? Why would you do that? To create what you feel, to create your idea of self-love, to create your idea of what you're giving to yourself. Your ideas about that are really clouded, and you don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. So let's help you clarify what it is. Okay, so let's see. What really is self-love for this person? What really does it mean to do right by yourself, or to love yourself deeply? What does that mean for you? Because I feel like you're going off an idea, and going off an idea is the worst thing you can do for yourself. Don't go off an idea or an expectation. What it seems like, what things seem like. Don't go off that. Don't ever do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Why? You are under a program. You are under a condition. You are programmed or conditioned by every single person and every situation that has ever happened to you. And the truth is, I mean, I don't like to get religious, but I'm going to have to get religious for a little bit here. The way the technology of the universe functions, humans are just conditioned to focus on their misery. They're conditioned to focus on their miserable thought patterns at the back of their mind. That's just how it is. Like I said in one of my earlier lives, my tech is I have more melanin in my skin. It's just how it functions. So what happens is, when you go off an idea, usually the base of that idea is negative. That's just how it is. You can't really change this fact about the universe, because a part of the Bible, in Genesis, God says the thought after imbibing the knowledge of good and evil, after taking on the knowledge of good and evil, man's thoughts were evil continuously. So your idea of what self-love is most probably not freaking self-love. It's not love at all. It's some form of hatred. You are indulging in some form of self-hatred, whether you believe it or not. You're indulging. So be very aware when you're going. I am so passionate about this. When I started my journey, when I started my spiritual journey, I went in fully aware of the fact that I was going to break to nothing. That was how much I hated the spiraling of thought, on and on, negative thoughts especially, everything less. I loathed it with every fiber of my being, and I loaded it within me up to levels nothing would convince me to stop my meditative practice. because I wanted that evil at the back of my mind gone forever. So it's always some form of self-hatred if you go off an idea. That's just the point I'm trying to make. So let's go into what it is would be self-love for you in particular. So you might be feeling like you are going to experience some sort of loss when it comes to a role. When it comes to a role that you're carrying out, you're feeling like you are going to lose your role. And it's forcing you to do something that doesn't make any sense. It's forcing you to do something that doesn't make any sense. Now you might have been convinced that, oh, with your intentions and your projections, you can create the life you want. This is true, but it's not really, oh, I'm having an ego death right now. It's not really your intention. You can't really choose. There's free will, but there's not free will. It's not really your intention. And what do I mean by this? Your makeup is already your makeup. Your makeup is already who you are. The only thing you can do is pay attention to how you feel and either get closer to what you want or move further away from it. And when you move further away from what you want, you feel bad. You feel worse than how you already feel. So for instance, let's say you are pals, you're best friends with this person or this girl, this person, and you feel the friendship here because of just how things have been going. You feel the friendship is just what it is, and then but you notice that when you take some space away from this person, you feel much better. You feel much better taking space away from this person. And then when they come into your space again, yes, you hang out, you have a good time, relatively good time, but you feel better when you're alone. That just means this person is telling you that if you want to be happier, it's better you spend more time away from them than with them. It's that simple. So your role, let's see what this role is. Given so your role involves you giving materially to someone over and over again. That's what your purpose is. That's what your role is in their life, is giving to them until they reach stability by working on it. Okay, so but it conflicts with another part of yourself that wants to let me clarify real quick, that wants to oppose who they are as a person, So what you need to do is leave. What do you find more satisfying? I'm sure through your life experience with and without this person, you have noticed what is more satisfying to you. So is it satisfying to completely remove yourself from this role, or is it satisfying for you to keep it going for as long as possible? And how is the other person, how is who you're giving to responding in return? How are they responding in return? So you feel like removing yourself from your role is not the wisest thing to do. Then you shouldn't do it. Everybody likes feeling wise instead of foolish, whether they admit it or not. Everybody likes feeling, like, yeah, I'm intelligent. They don't want to feel stupid. Everybody wants to feel intelligent. So if you and the other person agrees with the new path, or with the path of keeping your role until they reach stability, if you both agree, the problem is letting go of that part of yourself that opposes the agreement. What is more satisfying to you, opposing or agreeing? And why would opposing be satisfying to you? That's what I want to know. If you get to keep your role with this person, and you get to if you get to keep your role, with this person, and they are also not fighting, they're not fighting you in any way, like they're saying, I appreciate you keeping your role, there's no need for you to focus on that idea, that illusion of self-love, and cause pain for yourself, removing yourself from that role. Everybody's idea of what brings them satisfaction is completely different. It's as unique as our faces, okay? The makeup is as unique as your DNA, your idea, the truth, not an idea, the truth of what self-love means. The truth of it is as unique as your genetic makeup. Take note of this. It's as unique as your genetic makeup. So make sure on your self-love journey and with your self-love practices, you do not try to take on someone else's idea, because it's going to turn out horribly. It's going to turn out horribly. You must make sure that it's as solo as possible. Make sure it's as solo as possible. It's going to turn out horribly. Please take note of this. Okay? So don't try to match your idea up with their idea, or with their don't try to match their effort with your own effort. Focus on what brings you personal satisfaction, and strike an agreement with this person. So if they say, yes, you can keep giving to me, and my idea of stability never comes, then you have yourself a good thing going. Everybody's happy at the end of it. My idea of stability never comes. So yeah, you might feel like this person, once they reach stability, then your purpose is done. That does not have to be a thing. All that's needed is for you to strike some sort of agreement, and everything is fine. So what you can do moving on is to always do what feels best to you. Do what feels best to you. Be more introspective instead of looking outwards to see what you get. Don't look outwards to see what you get. Ask yourself questions and answer them honestly. You can hit me up, of course, to help you work through this process of introspection. But it's never about the other person. Please, and please, never make your self-love practices about what someone else is doing, saying. Completely disregard. Keep your mind as clear as possible. Yes, you can take tips, you can take cues, but do not try to copy someone else's journey. It's going to turn out horribly for you, because it's like it's improve your own, evolve your personal journey. And your personal journey, how do you know your personal journey? Your senses are telling you, your eyes are telling you, your ears are telling you. Pay attention and take cues. Pay attention and take cues. Please, and please, I'm begging. Do not try to copy someone else's journey. And you will find that when you can pay attention to your own inner guidance, right, by caring about how you feel, and turning your attention away from negative thoughts, negative anything you don't want. Do you want to doubt yourself? No, you don't want to doubt yourself. Do you want to feel anxious? Do you want to feel depressed? Do you want to feel, etc., etc., all negative emotions created in the entire universe? Do you want that? No, you don't want that. All you need to do is turn your attention away and focus on either neutrality or positivity, and your inner guidance is going to strengthen. It's going to become stronger, it's going to become better, and you'll find that this time that you felt was so tough, so that you needed to fight so hard to maintain your role, it was nothing, much ado about nothing. And you might look back and actually feel quite proud of yourself that you put in the work. So that's it for the second reading. Thank you so much for being a part of my live on YouTube. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.